What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancer Thoughts. It's your boy, Better Days here. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, the NBA is in trouble. At time of recording, it's February 17, 2024, the first day of NBA All-Star Weekend, and ask me when I found that out.
When did you find out?
15 minutes ago. This is not good. This is not good at all. I've been a fan of basketball since the game of basketball was introduced to me at the age of 8 years old. That's almost 2 decades now. And this is the first year that I can think of in recent memory that the NBA All-Star Weekend hasn't even appealed to me whatsoever. I haven't given a fuck about basketball this season so far. And I'm not the only person saying that. There's a lot of people that I've been talking to very recently that have been also echoing the same sentiments. And this is a very, very, very big problem because the NBA's biggest stars right now are aging out. LeBron, Steph, KD, all of those guys are 35 or older, so they don't have many years left in the league. And when they leave the league, I'm pretty sure a lot of the league's viewership is going to plummet with them, and it's already been plummeting very recently as well. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the different issues as to why the NBA has been seeing a lot of its viewership decline very recently. But before we do that, you guys already know what I'm about to ask you guys to do. I need you guys to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. I'm trying to make sure as many people find this channel as possible. And the only way I'm going to do that is with you guys' help. So
come on, help a brother out.
Listen, I could be selling drugs right now. I could be doing a lot of things, but I'm choosing to do this with my time. So help a brother out a little bit. I've been a fan of basketball, as I said earlier, for the better part of 2 decades now. As a matter of fact, my latest post on my blog site is about my love affair with basketball and my entire journey through basketball. And one of the things that really drew me to the game was just, one, the competition aspect of it, because I'm a very, very competitive person, but also the artistry that's kind of been allowed to kind of proliferate through the sport. And guys like Kyrie Irving are a prime example of this. Guys like Steph Curry, guys like Kevin Durant, their games are artistic in a way that I don't think anybody else's game in the NBA is. Jokic to a degree, and Embiid because of the footwork and kind of the finesse of the game.
However,
the artistic nature of the game right now is so good and it's so wonderful to watch that I think it's kind of having a detrimental effect on the game, because what it's taken away is the importance of defense. And I think this has been something that's pretty much been a problem for the past, I want to say, half decade or so, because the NBA has been trying to accentuate so much of the artistic nature of the game and to please the fans with, tricks and all of that stuff, that it's lost the core foundation of the game. And this is something that I don't think they can get back very easily, because at the end of the day, when you have like 4 or 5 guys scoring 70 points in a season or whatever, I think Luka did it this season. I think Embiid might have done it this season. I think Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard and Devin Booker have done it recently as well. It's like
something ain't right.
And it's not just the skill of the players is getting better and it's at an all-time high. Although that's a fact, I think the talent in the NBA has never been higher than it's ever been right now. I think the 3 best players in the league right now are international players, which just goes to show how far and wide our game has become, and that's really, really great.
However,
something that you never want to lose, and I think a lot of media, and not just sports media, but media in general, has lost this essential value and principle and fundamental axiom, is that you don't want to lose your core fans. And that's something that I think is happening in the NBA and has been happening in media as a whole. But you don't want to lose your core fans, the fans that no matter what are going to come and show up to your games, pay their money to do so, tune in on nationally broadcasted games and all of that. And you don't ever want to lose those people in attempt to try to woo new viewers or gain a larger audience, because at the end of the day, the people who are always going to be loyal to your product and loyal to your content and your viewership, they're always going to be there because they enjoy the purity of the game. And if you take away the purity of the game and the purity of any content in general, you lose your core audience, and the audience that you might be trying to gain or whatever are not going to be as loyal as that loyal audience. And I think that's what the NBA is kind of going through right now. But I want to take you guys to something that kind of hit me very recently, was that I want to say it was about a month ago or a month or 2 ago. Me and my brother were getting together. We had planned to watch a game. I was going downstairs. I had made my steak. I had made the asparagus on the side. I had gotten my drinks ready.
I was ready.
The primetime matchup was 2 or 3 of the best players in the world. 2 of 3 of the best players in the world, people would argue. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. the two best big men in the world, I still think Giannis Antetokounmpo or Giannis Adetokounmpo. I don't give a fuck about whether or not you guys want to call him Antetokounmpo or whatever. That nigga is Nigerian. He's African. He is one of ours, and we are claiming him. I'm not trying to hear none of that.
You want to go?
But I still think he's the best player in the world. But people would argue that Embiid and Jokic are the two best players in the world, and I won't dispute you on that. Everybody has their own preference. But they were getting ready to go in a matchup. I had gotten my food ready. I was ready to go. I was finna watch the shit out of that game.
And I got bad news.
Embiid and Tyrese Maxey aren't playing. Yo, you cannot imagine the rage. The sheer uncontrollable rage literally proliferated through my body finding that out, because I was like, yo, I did not just fucking do all of this work, get so excited to watch these two guys play, because I'm expecting to watch the two best centers in the world, and there's no doubt about it, they're the two best centers in the world. The argument is whether or not they're the two best players, and you can have that debate another day, but the two best centers in the world were about to go at it, and one of them was taking the night off, and they said some nonsense about how he's injured, and we don't want him to risk injury or whatever. Well, guess what? You guys did that, and right now he's hurt anyway. So whatever you did didn't work. That's number one. Number two, do you guys not understand that we tune in as fans to watch the best players go at it? And when you take away the best players,
you ruin everything.
We no longer want to watch it. And get this, I was just watching it primetime at home on television. I could not fucking imagine if I had paid my hard-earned money to go to the game, expecting Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic to go at it, and one of these motherfuckers took the night off. Yo,
give me my fucking money back.
I would 100% be getting my fucking money back from the NBA one way or another. I don't give a fuck what the policy is. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I would be getting my fucking money back. You guys cannot keep doing this to fans, and fans are starting to get really, really upset, and you started seeing the viewership of your league and your sport go down. We've all seen by now the analytics with the comparison of the NBA and the NFL, and it's not even fucking close. It is not close at all, and that's because you haven't been prioritizing your fans. And if you don't do that, now listen, I think that people have been talking about the new TV deal and all that. I don't know where the fuck you guys think this money is going to be coming from the new TV deal if motherfuckers aren't watching your sport. People are not watching your sport. You think you're just going to be making hundreds of millions of dollars? It's like, yo, there have been a lot of things that the NBA have done, and I think Adam Silver as a whole, I don't necessarily like him as a commissioner, but he's done a few things that I've liked. He's put in the play-in tournament, which I liked because it adds a little bit more excitement to the end of the season, and it doesn't support teams like resting or whatever or being comfortable in whatever spot they're in, and I like that. I don't like the in-season tournament because it's like, what fucking more extra incentive do you need to be playing a sport? You get paid millions of dollars to put a ball through a hoop. You are living the fucking dream. If you cannot get up to play games for your salary, which is exorbitant amounts of dollars, what the fuck do you need extra incentive for? I'm sorry, like that whole thing pissed me off to such a degree. I'm like, yo, so these guys have to actually be incentivized to play even harder than they were already being incentivized to do. The minimum salary in the NBA is $5 million. Yeah, you heard that right.
That's flat fucking insane.
The minimum salary is $5 million. If you motherfuckers cannot get up to play, yo, you don't deserve whatever fucking money is coming your way. And I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear it whatsoever. But let's switch to a different thing. The biggest stars in the league, Steph, KD, LeBron. Everybody still tunes in to watch Steph, KD, and LeBron play because they're still, for whatever reason, and I think it's because the talent in the NBA is
not as good.
But because LeBron, Steph, and KD have continued to just play at an all-world level, people are continuing to tune in and watch them play because they're that great and they're that good even at their advanced ages. But when those motherfuckers walk out, who the fuck is going to carry the league? I can only think of maybe one or two guys that I would be like, yo, that dude is next. Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Giannis, who is not that much younger than Steph, KD, and LeBron. That's pretty much it. All of the other guys, y'all are good, y'all are great, but y'all aren't box office. Like, people aren't putting, like, what does Stephen A say? He's like, people aren't walking through the turnstiles to watch you guys play. I'm sorry, it's just, that's the fact of the matter. And guys like Kawhi Leonard, guys like And Kyrie doesn't really do this. I think Kyrie gets hurt a lot more often, and I think he gets a lot more blame than he deserves. But guys like Kyrie, especially guys like fucking James Harden, if y'all don't get this shit together, and to be fair, Kawhi hasn't sat out games because I think Ty Lue's not having that shit. But to be fair, if y'all don't get this shit together and start showing up and get, you think your contracts are going to start because they're guaranteed, they're going to continue to just be getting paid? Listen, at the end of the day, if the owners see their profits and their revenues go down, your money goes down too. Do you think the owners are just going to be the ones taking the brunt of this pain? Or do you think, one, you're going to be hurting the guys who are coming up behind you who are also looking to get their money? I think Tyrese Halliburton is one of them right now who's getting affected by the 65 game minimum or whatever. He's clearly not himself right now on the court, but he has to play because there's a 65 game minimum because you motherfuckers haven't been taking the regular season seriously. So they had to actually institute that. And he's pretty much playing hurt right now as far as I can tell. But you think this money is just going to continue to keep coming and keep flowing? People are watching other things.
You're not that important.
People do not have to watch you. Listen, the world right now and the internet is such a wide place right now that if people aren't watching your product, they'll just go somewhere else. They'll go watch something else. Listen, people like me love basketball and have loved basketball for literally 3/4 to 85% of my life. Very recently, especially this season, I haven't given a fuck about basketball. I have not given a shit about watching basketball. I still love playing it every now and then, obviously, because I always love playing it. But watching it, watching you guys, and I really want to talk directly to Kawhi Leonard if there's any small iota of it. Kawhi, you are arguably one of the best players in the league. If you played more, you would be the best player in basketball. And I'm not kidding. I thought the years that you were playing with San Antonio, especially that year where Zaza Pachulia undercut you or whatever and took you out, I thought you were the best player in basketball.
Without question.
You need to play. You got to play. You're making a lot of money. You got to continue to play. You would be in the conference. Come on, you got 2 championships, finals MVPs. Come on, bro. You have to play. You got to lead. You got to lead by example. You are too good for people to show up to a game to come watch you play for you to not show up. It's ridiculous to me. And the NBA is going to be in a very, very bad place. As soon as LeBron retires, yo, you motherfuckers better figure it out. I've been broke for most of my life, and very, very recently, I started making a little bit more money, and I'd never considered paying to go to a game because I've never been able to afford it.
I'm not complaining, though.
But very recently, my brother was like, hey, maybe let's go to maybe not a Bulls game because we live in Chicago. The Bulls have been terrible for as long as I can remember, and I will never, ever go to a Bulls game. For whatever reason, people keep selling out these Bulls games, and I'm so tired of it. It's like, listen, if you guys are always going to, if the owners know that you guys are always going to buy tickets, what incentive do they have to get better? None whatsoever. So we've been considering driving up to Milwaukee because Milwaukee's not that far a drive from Chicago to go catch a LeBron James Lakers versus Milwaukee Bucks game, which is going to be expensive or whatever, but we've been considering that. And every time he brings it up, I go, how do we know LeBron's playing? How do we know Giannis is going to be playing? How do we know if Anthony Davis is going to be playing? How do we know if Damian Lillard is going to be playing?
We don't.
And the last fucking thing that I'm going to do, aside from driving all the way up to fucking Milwaukee to catch a game, which is a 2-hour drive, it's not undoable or out of the question, but it's a 2-hour drive. But then to pay the thousands of dollars that those tickets will probably cost, because when LeBron comes to town, those tickets are expensive wherever you are. The last thing I'm going to be doing is being like, oh, LeBron's not playing. Do you understand the rage that would go coursing through my veins if I had done all of that and I found out this motherfucker wasn't going to be playing that night? And much less then finding out the next night if they have a game that this motherfucker's good to go.
Literally heads will roll.
Yo, this is a major, major problem. And I think the guaranteed contracts might be a thing. And I don't ever want the NBA to get into the place where NFL is where they don't have guaranteed contracts. But there has to be a give and a take somewhere because,
ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
This shit cannot continue. This shit cannot continue at all. Now, let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Am I tripping? Have you guys gone to an NBA game and found out that your favorite player or the guy that you came to see wasn't going to be playing that night? How did you feel about it? How did you react about it? Did the NBA give you back your money? I bet they didn't. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. And as always, thanks for joining me on this video. You could have been anywhere else in the world and you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate you. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like what you heard, thanks for watching the whole video. Consider leaving a comment in the comment section and telling me exactly what you disagreed with. Either way, thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.